Hello and welcome everyone in our weekly show, AUC Observer. We will start by reports produced by our reporters after getting back to campus. After almost 2 years of banning sports activities, the AUC community is back to train their bodies. In the following story, we accompany an undergraduate student during his full exercise at the gym. Let's watch this report by Muhammad Abu Aitan. اسمك ايه؟
اسمي عمر فود. So last spring and last fall I wasn't able to go to the gym here at AUC. It felt very bad since I had a lot of free time on campus. Since I had some lectures on campus, but later on they got cancelled because of Corona. So at that time period when I was coming to university, I had some time where I wanted to go to the gym, but I wasn't able to since the facilities were closed and the gym was closed. It felt very bad since, as I said, I love going to the gym, I love working out. And not being able to do something I like and enjoy was very tough for me. Doing this exercise strengthens and improves my biceps. It makes it bigger and stronger. As I squeeze at the top, my bicep really squeezes, and as I go down, it stretches. This improves in the daily life since my arms are stronger. I can lift heavier things with ease. This is called the bicep curls, alternating bicep curls. This works the long head of the bicep. And as you can see, my shoulder does not rotate like this. This is wrong. You must keep your shoulder in place and only use your biceps. There are some specific measures I did in order to come to the gym here in AUC. First of all, I had to sign up in my calendar to enter the gym. And in order to sign up, I must have taken the vaccine and be fully vaccinated with the 2 doses or whichever vaccine someone took. He has to be fully vaccinated with all the doses he must have took. And I have to have the certificate, a photo of the certificate or the certificate itself to prove that I took the vaccine when I'm entering the gym. As well as that, we get sent a barcode, a QR code, which I must show the security before entering the gym, and he must scan the code before entering. So doing this exercise does not only make your back get bigger and biceps get bigger and stronger, it also makes you more stable. So when you're working at a desk, your back is more straight, and this later on in life makes your back not round as you get older. This is an ab exercise. As you can see, this is the starting position. I can go to the left, squeeze my abs, and then go back, squeeze to the right. This works the obliques. This is the obliques, the side part of your abs. This is a very good exercise in order to keep your stomach in shape and strong, as well as it makes your stomach look very good. As I was talking before, having stronger abdominals in your daily life makes you more stable, stronger in general, and being in a better posture. personally, I love the gym. I love going to the gym. I love working out. I love being in great shape. So AUC allowing me to come here and train is something that makes me very happy. As well as that, when I'm able to train without wasting any time between my classes and taking advantage of my gap, as I said. I think everyone should have a sport that they should enjoy and love doing, which will allow them to improve their physical abilities as well as mental ability. It makes me feel very happy since I'm doing the most I can during my time here in AUC.
For the first time, AUC has provided outdoor classrooms in Fall 21. This action is part of precautionary measures that AUC has taken to return to face-to-face classes. What could these classes look like? Let's watch Dalia Al-Akkad's story.
To return safely to campus in Fall 21, AUC has installed for the first time unusual classrooms. They are outdoor classroom tents. These classes are part of COVID-19 AUC guidelines. If a class has a COVID-19 case, its location will be shifted to one of the 3 outdoor classrooms in the university garden, while the main one will be closed and disinfected. However, some professors, students, and staff couldn't wait and began using these new classes without the emergence of corona cases.
Teaching outside has always been something that I've looked forward to doing even before the pandemic hit. So for me, it's not merely a necessity or a precautionary move to avoid the spread of the coronavirus. Several years ago, I taught a few classes outside, very informally, but it was during class time. Everyone had coffee with them and we had discussions, and the student feedback was overwhelmingly positive. And I also remember from my school days when our teachers would take us outside on a beautiful day, you know, clouds, blue sky, nice breeze. It just kind of opens your appetite for learning. And that's kind of what I've been doing with students outside. And it's I've taught 4 classes now outside. Of course, because of the pandemic, I feel it is safer for us to be outside and wearing masks outside.
I had an outdoor course this morning. It was a very nice experience because the air was fresh and it was better than being in an indoor classroom. But it was too hot and the fans were too loud, so we couldn't hear ourselves.
It's important that we meet outdoors because we just sometimes forget that we're still in a pandemic and people forget to wear a mask and they come into the classroom without wearing a mask. So I think it's important that we do as much as possible outside, even if it's hot, because we don't want anyone to get sick and we definitely don't want to go online.
This is my first time on campus here, and this is my first time as well outdoor class, and today's class was Red 1020 and everything went great. It's very relaxing and soothing, the birds, the trees, حتى the smell.
On the other side, there are some recommendations regarding improving these facilities.
I think they made no provision to bring a makeshift desk for the professor, so you have to be standing all the time, which I think is kind of poor planning, to be honest with you. Between the first and second week of teaching outside, they set up these big fans, which really make a difference. So in the first week there were no fans. Now in Garden 1, I think there are 4 or 5 fans. They're a little bit noisy, but they provide relief from the heat. We have an extremely beautiful campus. You know, thanks to COVID-19, I've been able to discover parts I never saw before, and I've been amazed. We really have a beautiful campus. We should all try and maintain it that way. So I think that giving faculty the option of either having all their semesters outside or part of their semesters outside is a really good step in the right direction, and will inspire students as well.
After a year and a half of much time spent indoors away from campus, guarding classrooms can help sustain face-to-face lectures. Also, they can reduce attention among students caused by coronavirus news. Dalia Al-Aad, AUCTV.
The Office of Safety and Security at the AUC implemented new procedures to keep the community COVID-19 free. I wonder what procedures are taken. Just watch Lara Magd's report.
Since students are back to campus, the Office of Safety and Security at AUC implemented new procedures for its members to limit the spread of the COVID-19. All members of the community must perform a health self-check and answer a 30-second questionnaire each day before they come to campus. Students will not be admitted from the gate unless they present the results of the self-check to the security at the gates. The result of this self-check will be either green or a red face.
Be vaccinated بيديك green thumb up. المفروض انك انت لما بتاخد الفاكسين بتبتدي انك انت بتنزل تعمل ابلود الكلام ده على اللينك اللي منشور على مستوى الجامعه كلها، بتابلوده. بعد ما تعمل ابلود لللينك دوت بيوصل للكلينيك، الكلينيك بتابروف عليه اور نوت، ثم بعد كده بيروح للاي تي سيستم. الاي تي بيحوله لعندنا للاي تي بتاع السكيورتي، بيبقى بيترجم الكلام ده على الاكسس كنترول، بحيث ان اللي بيخش خلاص بيترجم على الكلام ده. بيحصل في يعني فتره زمنيه قليله جدا، بحيث ان اللي يخش بيبقى لازم يبقى عنده يا اما جرين فيس ومعاه جرين ثامب اب، هو ده اللي بيخش بيه على الجامعه، غير كده بيبقى ممنوع ان هو يدخل الجامعه.
Some members of the AUC community are happy about this new system, while others are complaining.
I think yes. The self-check.
It's not nice because I have to do the self-check every day when they enter the campus once or twice, so I have to do it. So it's not appropriate, and it's the same questions, and it's ridiculous because they don't have a meaning and they will not really check if we have a COVID or not, so it's not appropriate at all.
I totally get in all of this is like precautions and everything, but I believe something, it should be, I don't know, maybe there should be more coordination regarding the entire.
بصراحة الحوار بيبقى شوية غلس، بس هو بصراحة بيعملوا اللي عليهم، يعني السكيورتي احنا داخلين يعني ما بيأكدوا ان انت عامل سيلف تشيك وان انت لازم ينفع تخش الجامعة ولا ما ينفعش، وان انت لابس الكمامة، والصراحة ما عاملين اللي عليهم بزيادة يعني.
People say I didn't know, I didn't get your email about the new rules to come into the campus. Some people say I'm not ready to do that. I don't prefer to do that. But for me, there's nothing I can do. If you follow our rules, you are welcome. If you can't, I can't.
For those who are not vaccinated yet, they go for a weekly antigen test that lasts for 10 minutes, and they have to show the results before they enter from the gate. General Muhammad Abeid is the one in charge of the security rules, and to ensure the safety and security of all AUC community, the campus is surrounded by video surveillance cameras and highly trained security guards.
supervision على كل الجيتس، يعني هتلاقي فيه سوبرفايزر واقف على كل انترنس من جوه، بحيث ان احنا اصلا اللي بيطبق العمليه دي سوبرفايزر، مش اسيستنت سوبرفايزر حتى، او مش سكيورتي جارد، لا بيبقى سوبرفايزر اللي بيطبق العمليه دي كلها من اولها لاخرها، وكلهم واخدين حاجه شبه دوره تدريبيه عن القصه ديت، يعني هاو تو اكسكيوت بقى الكلام اللي انت اتعلمته، ازاي تنفذه، ازاي تنفذ الكلام ده، وهتقابلك ايه وهيعاملك ايه، فعشان كده كل واحد عارف هو بيعمل ايه امتى ازاي وفين.
If they are vaccinated and already submitted it to the clinic website, right? It shows us by self-check. That's why we make self-check. If they are vaccinated, when they make self-check, it will show green face. Okay? Yeah. When we see green face, that means they are vaccinated. Okay? And if we are talking about ID problem, like not active, we will make search here on our system. It shows up if this person are active until which that, right? Like when you certain if he's alumni and if he just registered for this fall 2021, we will see this in our system when we make sale. And if I have a problem with ID and if the system is okay, of course I let him come and he will go to the ID center and see his copy with ID.
All campus visitors other than AUC students, faculty, and staff must be pre-registered before arriving on campus to allow the university to control their presence. This is Lara Magdi for AUCTV.
After almost 2 years for students being away from campus, clubs and associations find creative engagement ways to welcome students back on campus. In the upcoming report by Sarah Doumi, let's see what the clubs and associations did to encourage students to join and to know more about their activities.
After almost 2 years from being away from campus, students' unions and associations are doing their best to hire students through engagement activities. Spreading awareness put big challenge on different associations. That's why creative stunts were created to be more student-driven.
SU card في السنين اللي فاتوا it launched 4 years ago والحمد لله it grew every year. السنة اللي فاتت كان عندنا فوق ال 180 vendor في القاهرة واسكندرية والجونة والساحل from different industries عامة. والسنة دي we wanted to be more student driven and by doing that عملنا الكومبيتيشن ده والديزاين بتاع الاس يو كارد مش هيتعمل من الاس يو بس هيتعمل من الطلبة. والكومبيتيشن ده ان شاء الله اي حد ممكن يدخل فيه through QR code أو post هننزله إن شاء الله النهاردة بالليل. Again, everything we wanted to be student driven. We want the student body to be included in everything we do, and not just take decisions on our behalf. Because the whole point of the SU is to serve, represent, and entertain the student body.
In the student union, such creative stunts make the students feel the power and ability to make a difference.
لسه راجعين اون كامبس عايزين ناس يتبسطوا عايزين ناس يعرفوا ايه الاس يو كارد. عاملين كومبيتيشن ديزايننج الاس يو كارد واللي يكسب هياخد برايز والاس يو كارد هي it's gonna be printed on all SU cards. في نفس الوقت عايزين نعرف الطلبة عايزين ايه للاس يو كارد. عايزين مطاعم ايه او محلات ايه. فin return we put these sticky notes and anyone that recommends a specific place احنا نحاول we're gonna try our best to get these companies with us في الاس يو كارد ان شاء الله.
عجبتني جدا فكره الستيكي نوتس لان احنا كنا عايزين نعرف الحاجات اللي احنا عايزينها ودي كانت الطريقه الوحيده ان هم عرفوا بينا راينا يعني. بس
البينتنج وكده الفكره حلوه عشان بنبارتيسيبيت يعني مع الموضوع بيبقى فيه يعني انجيجمنت وكده فبس الموضوع لذيذ يعني.
Joining stunts is considered a great way to meet new people, as well as to learn and strengthen a wide range of skills through different competitions that is done by the Political Science Student Association.
My name is Salma Bulghar. I'm the president of the Political Science Students Association. This is the last day today of a week-long engagement for our recruitment starting this semester. This semester we decided to do something a bit different. We decided to have some coloring to engage our potential members. We also had trivia with a chance of winning some prizes such as donuts from Krispy Kreme. We've also had the chance for students to come and learn more about our association.
Hand in hand, an association that is community service club that is also finding creative ways to attract students, giving them some awareness in the world of Alzheimer Day and Deaf People Day.
اهلا انا احمد سيف بريزنت هاند ان هاند. احنا كوميونتي سيرفيس كلوب، عندنا 5 different projects. احنا we serve the children, we serve elders. عندنا بروجكت كامل على awareness عامة، واحنا عامة بننزل بستانتس هنا interactive ستانتس وكده. النهارده مثلا كان عندنا ستانت على وورلد الزهايمرز داي اللي هو النهارده 22/9، واحنا في الستانت ده كنا بننجيج مع ستودنتس بيكتبوا ورا في الشوك بورد اللي موجود عندنا في البوث حاجه هم نسيوها النهارده. عامه احنا ستانت ان شاء الله هتبقى على الساين لانجوج والامبورتنس بتاعها و how to deal with people that who do actually need ان احنا نتعامل معاهم بالساين لانجوج دي.
Such stunts done by different associations at the AUC is considered a creative way to attract either freshers or different students who come to the AUC after missing being back on campus.
Three AUC music professors have come together to recast classic, folk, and pop songs. From both East and West, Verse Bridges looks forward to bridge one human experience. Islam Gouda must have some fun while shooting the following story.
Today's concert was called Verse Bridges, and the idea was cooked up by one of our adjunct professors who teaches the songs of America and world music. His name is Marwan Fauzi. He just got so passionate about this idea that he sold all of us on it. And the idea is to bridge different genres, different cultures, you know, find points of intersection and connections between music systems that are really so different. They're different in terms of the scales they use, they're different in terms of, like, obviously the language, they're different in terms of time period. And I can say as a musician, it's really fun when you do find a connection between two songs that, you know, maybe are very meaningful to you, but they're like from different universes.
It's a trick name actually. You can take it on verse bridges as in building bridges between cultures or between humans with the verses or the lyrics of the songs. Also, we have a technical, actually, we have a technical terminology for the parts of a song as musicians. So we have the verse and the chorus and the bridge. Most likely, what sticks with anyone who listens to the music is the chorus. The verses are the verses of lyrics, and the bridges are like intersections or musical hooks between the verse and the bridge. So it's like paying attention to the little bridges, because these are the tightening screwdrives between the huge parts of a song. So it's all about details.
We were all thinking about it Like we want to do something together, let's do a workshop together, let me attend a class with you if it's possible, and so on. Then when they asked for projects for the following semester, we found ourselves, okay, so what do you think, guys? So we can do something like that. We said yes, and we worked on the proposal to choose the music style and the program at what will we do. So we just decided to invest all our skills, like the opera singing with Amira. She's a great soprano singer, and I'm also a soprano singer in a choir and in a dubbing and recordings. I'm Marwan with the accordion. So guys, we can do combination between all of these skills and get a new unique thing.
Stage performance for voice talents. This is the name of the professional workshop that the Department of the Arts offered in the beginning of the semester. Let's watch what Sharif Azmi has prepared.
Blow. Now I want you to focus on your lower back. Is it contracting? Is it expanding? Now concentrate on your abs, and only your abs. Do you feel them contract? What did you feel?
The music program organized its first workshop for on-stage performance for voice talents. With Nesma Mahgoub as a mentor, this workshop offers a unique opportunity for aspiring young artists to enhance their vocal and communicative capabilities.
So we will skip some parts, but
At first, it started with some breathing exercises,
where do they go? Outwards?
followed by vocal exercises. Then some tips on how to prepare for an on-stage performance.
Beginning of the day, from the moment you wake up until the performance.
Each performer got the chance to perform a song and did individual work with Nesma.
Your turn it back, sir. At least I didn't fake it, sir. I guess I didn't make it, but whether I'm a rose or true perfection, for everything I just couldn't do, and I've hurt myself by hurting you.
Nice. Where do you think is the best time to move? Okay. Like while you were here, what were
This workshop is about stage performance, and I've been teaching stage performance for a few years here in the AUC, and we decided to try and make a workshop out of it that's only one day. It's usually a course, a full course in a semester, and this is the first time we try it, and I think it's doing. It's succeeding. I have a feeling, so, and I hope I can repeat it again for students who are not majoring or minoring in music. So it gives an opportunity for them to learn more about performing on stage.
your spray, your material, your
The workshop's main objective was to make sure the performers can express themselves while performing in front of an audience.
Fascinação,
A lot of students, they sing, they love singing, and they learn songs, but they don't know how to stand on stage and perform it in front of an audience. So a workshop like this is giving them the chance to explore themselves, to face their fears, the anxieties, to understand and interpret the song, to be able to deliver the message of the song to the audience. and to be able to sing and move and express themselves in front of people, not just sing alone in their home or something like that.
الورك شوب حسسني قد ايه مهم ان الواحد psychologically prepare البرفورمانس الاول، انه it plays a huge part او كده، وانه getting into الكاركتر بتاع الاغنيه is very important، لان once you create قصه معينه في دماغك ده بيفصلك عن your own self، فانت مش بتبقى self aware للدرجه دي، لان it feels like you're in another mental state و it helps you get into the mood. بعد كل ده الواحد بيحس انه هو he loosened up شويه، فبيبقى مش متوتر قوي for the performance.
This workshop gave the performers a chance to learn more about themselves and to be more comfortable in front of people. Sharif Azmi, AUCTV.
Welcome back in our show. This is the main segment for today. Today's interview is not an ordinary discussion. The guest for today is a former health minister, a distinguished physician, and he is now the AUC counselor. This is a chance for the AUC Observer audience to get to know more about the situation of the pandemic on camps, in Egypt, and globally. Please welcome with me, dear guest, Dr. Ashraf Hatem, the AUC counselor. Very pleased to meet you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Sir, it's like the AUC has made it. We are here and we are talking in the AUC campus. We are back 100% and all the students here face to face.
Yes, alhamdulillah, the AUC have made a great achievement. I think this is something which we must be all proud of, administration, faculty, students and staff. I think this is something which we have achieved by a very long journey which started since the last year have finished on a hybrid mode, and then were preparing to have face-to-face during this semester.
But I think it's a very courageous decision.
It was a decision which was made by the administration and backed by the students, staff and faculty. I think this was a very good decision. Not only AUC have made this decision, but all over the world, because face-to-face mode is totally different than a remote mode or the hybrid mode. University is the experience of being in the university. So it's not only the science, but also the experience in the ground. And alhamdulillah, now we have the students, the faculty and the staff are all here.
I think we are now on the third week of after coming on campus. Now we have 65 students cases of COVID-19 in the first week, and the same number on the second week. What do you expect in the in the next months?
I think this is very important. The numbers is not very important. The most important that we don't have any hospitalization. That means we don't have any moderate to severe cases. This is very important. We in our community here in the AUC, we have over 85% of the community is vaccinated by any vaccine or which is approved by the authorities in Egypt, and this is very good. And that's why even if any of our students or staff or faculty have a COVID disease, it is a mild and it can be treated at home from 7 to 10 days.
But the winter is coming. I mean, it's going to be colder, and there might be some rising number in the cases.
Again, the number is not the important thing. It is the mild cases. If we have over 90% of the cases which is mild as we have now, so it is not the problem. The problem will be if we have moderate to severe cases with desaturation, which needs hospitalization, which needs oxygen and needs ICU admissions.
Is there any probability that you, as a counselor, that you might recommend a decision that you, at the AUC administration, you might give a third dose for all the students?
I think up till now, all the authorities in the world, even the FDA, even after Biden's advice, it is not ethical to give a third dose to people who had received 2 doses, especially in places where there are many people who are seeking for a 1 dose. So if somebody has taken his 2 doses and he is not immunocompromised, his immunity is good, or he's not working in a healthcare facility like a doctor or a nurse or a pharmacist, there is no need for a 3rd dose.
We are coming back to speak globally, sir, but let's start first from the Egyptian environment. How can you describe the situation now?
In Egypt, we are still in the ascending limb, I mean the increasing the limb of the 4th wave. So the cases are rising. Up to now, thanks God, it is mild cases, very few moderate cases. Still, the hospitals have many beds are available, but it is rising. We didn't reach the peak yet. We think that the peak will be reached by the end of October or something like that, and start to decrease again. This depends on what happened in Europe and in the States. They have finished or they are in the descending limb of the 4th wave.
The government now is implementing its policy and they are raising the numbers of vaccinations. How can you describe the awareness of the people, of the public opinion about the vaccinations and how it's very important now?
Okay, now, for example, the Cabinet of Egypt and the Supreme Council of Universities have mandated vaccination for all faculty, staff, and students in universities, and also for the pre-university levels. Anybody over 18, it is mandatory to take vaccination. For any public officer starting from the 1st of October, he must be vaccinated so that he can be admitted to office. This is very important. Also, starting from next month, there will be also vaccination for students which are from below 18 up till 12 by the Pfizer vaccine, which has started to come to Egypt nowadays, especially for those in the secondary schools and in the preparatory schools.
And you share, personally, you are the AUCA counselor, of course, and I think there are some communication between you and the Egyptian cabinet. Is it right?
Yes, of course. I am the representative of the Egyptian government in the AUC.
So, what can you say? Tell us more about the communication between you and them in the case of Corona.
Yes, number one, as I am a physician, I am a chest physician, so it's my specialty. I am a COVID doctor. I am a member of the higher committee for the respiratory viruses in the Ministry of Higher Education and Supreme Council of Universities, and also I am the liaison between the AUC and the Egyptian government. I have facilitated with the administration and the Ministry of Health the vaccination of the AUC community to be the first community who is near 100% vaccinated in Egypt. Any policies, procedures, anything which the government wants to inform the AUC about is through my office.
Let's talk globally, sir. What can you say about the global issue of coronavirus and how all the nations and governments has treated with this problem?
Okay, so COVID has become, it is a pandemic, so it is present all over the world, in all countries in the world. And nowadays, the only way to prevent COVID is by vaccination. We are speaking about more than 4 billion individuals who are being vaccinated from all over the world, starting from the Western community to the Eastern community. Still, there are countries in Africa and Asia, they are not vaccinated, but most of the Western world are vaccinated. And that's why even in the fourth wave, for example, in the UK, the numbers are increasing in the fourth wave, but they didn't close. Everything is common. If you see the football matches, you'll find there is also fans there. The stadium is full of people, but they are fully of vaccinated people. And so they are taking the guidelines, but the most important thing that the people are vaccinated.
Back 100 years ago, there were such a pandemic similar to the
situation. The Spanish flu, yes.
How was it similar or different?
No, at that time, the word was not as, we are now a global village. So one person can come from New York to Cairo in 11 hours. He can go to China. Actually, when it started in Wuhan in 2009, in December 2019, everybody thought it will be still in China for a few months and it will go away. But as now we are a global village, so it spread to Western Europe, to the States, to every part of the world. So this is the difference. At that time, it was in Europe mainly, and it came to Africa and Asia lesser because there was only the ships, the cruise, and it went also to the States for a few cases. And that's why it's called the Spanish flu, because it was mainly in Spain and in Europe.
Lastly, sir, a message from you to the AUC community.
Yes, I think AUC must be very proud of what was done. The system and what the administration has done with the aid of students, staff and faculty for the COVID now is an example. It was taken by the Supreme Council of Universities to be applied in both private and public universities. How can we allow people to get in, the disinfection of classes, how the vaccination, of course, is something which was done perfectly in a good way. So I think AUC must be proud, but it should continue. We should continue, and this is very important, wearing our masks, and also it's not a social distancing, it is a physical distancing
Yes.
of 1.5 meters. This is very important so that we will continue, and we must be always ahead, a step ahead of all our peers, our universities in Egypt and in the Middle East, so that we will be always the crown of the jewel.
And let's have some optimism.
Yes, I think, inshallah, everything will go fine. But again, if the cases, we have all the scenarios, the scenarios of cases rising, cases decreasing. If we have scenario A, B, and C is always there, and this is it is present all over the world, in Egypt, in the States, in Europe, in China, everywhere in the world.
Sir, I'd like to thank you very much for being with us. The discussion was very informative and engaging. I enjoyed the talk.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.